Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and I just did my take on a blog that Victor Callender sent to me, and he has called me. I knew he would. No one can keep us apart. No one. But yes, we want to talk about his blog, and he also. Well, I can talk about the way I interpreted it, and we're going to have a real short discussion here for you. And I want to welcome Victor Callender into my studio. Victor?
Hey everybody, thanks for allowing me
You're
to
welcome.
come to you from rainy Seattle, Washington, where the deluge continues to douse us.
Right.
And I want to thank my good friend Sherry Veronica for inviting me into her
Yes.
onto the radio program.
Always, always. Let's hear from you. What did you mean when you say a country of men? Did you forget that Mia Motley is the prime minister and her vice, the deputy prime minister is Santia Bradshaw?
I would have assumed that anybody listening to me would know that I spoke obviously in the gender neutral. But for the record, not only did I speak in the gender neutral, and my mistake should have been where I should have said that, and I take fair criticism from that, both men and women, but I would have assumed that people would have known that I meant
that was a big assumption. No. Especially as a feminist as I am, that was a big assumption. That would have been a big assumption. You need to include us. You need to include us when you speak. But go ahead.
Okay, but
go ahead.
I accept you. I accept where I made a mistake. I accept, and I apologize for anyone who would be offended by that, because yes, I should have so stated. I would agree with that. So that's not an issue at all with me. Barbados cannot be a society of any sort without the contributions of women. Women are absolutely pivotal in Barbados's growth and in the growth of most countries everywhere, even in countries that are Islamic. Women still have pivotal roles, Sir Veronica.
So let's talk.
So I accept the criticism and I embrace that, and that's a teachable moment. It's something for me to learn from.
So let's talk about when you say it should be a country of laws, especially in the face of Barbadians coming out of centuries of slavery, and it was a law. I shuddered at that too, because coming from slavery, and I know that it was in my DNA, there's no doubt in my mind that it is in my DNA, and I'm very aware of when someone has insulted me, even if it's cloaked in like something. Sometimes they think they're saying a compliment. Oh, I could use another one of you because, oh, you are so good at what you do. I always can uncloak it and know when I'm being insulted. I know it.
I find it compliment.
Yeah,
I find it compliment. I would agree.
I can feel it. Wait. So let me just finish, because I'm gonna give it to you after let you finish the show. But when you talk about slavery and what I remember via my DNA, I cannot make a law superior to me. I cannot make a law superior to me, because when that happens, I'm telling the law or the people who make the laws, you can make a law to make me slave, and then I'll be walking around like centuries later. I'm black. Black, and I need to be recognized, and Black Lives Matter. You see all the shit we're doing now. You see all that shit we have to do now. That's because they made laws that superseded us as human beings. I cannot side with you on that. But you go ahead now.
But slavery is clearly, look, when a person has lost mastery of his or herself and lives in or through the control of another, that in itself makes that person a slave. There's no contention on my part that the laws made in Barbados were meant to enslave and continue to mean to enslave. See, the question that I am asking is not a question that does not say that Patrick King sometimes does not get out of line or sometimes is not wrong. No. My contention is every single person that lives on the island of Barbados has a right to have his or her opinion, has a right to challenge the status quo, has the right to seek change in the status quo. That's my contention. And that's not happening to people like Patrick King. Why do I say that that's not happening to people like Patrick King, Shelly Veronica? You have people like Leroy Paris, I'm going to interject his name in here, walking around Barbados. He has done inestimably more harm to regular single Barbadian citizenry than has Patrick King. But yet the standards of laws in Barbados will be more pronounced in dealing with Patrick King than dealing with Leroy Paris, who continues to walk around Barbados, and he has not seen the inside of a courtroom with the expediency that Patrick King has. And that's what I am talking about. I'm not here to protect Patrick King, because he does a pretty good job of that himself, I believe. I'm here to defend the rights of people to speak, male or female, right or wrong. It's this right. It's an abstract thought that proves nothing. Abstract thought that proves nothing. I'm here to defend people's ability, a person's ability to speak to his or her truth. And not only that, Sherry Veronica, as you did today, call me on the carpet. We're very close friends. Call me on the carpet, Vic, you were wrong. I'm willing to accept being wrong and to change it. But how many people in our country, how many are willing to accept that change? And let me tell you something, Sherry. It got a damn thing to do with gender. Because you have women out there that make bad decisions relative to the governance of a society. They make bad decisions. So doing the right thing has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with conscience. And when you take away from the conscience of what we know to be the I disagree with a lot of things that the white guy there in Barbados, well, I can't remember his name now, that he says. I disagree with a lot of things, but he has the right.
Exactly.
He has the right to say it, even if I disagree, and even if your pronounced criticism of me as a person, I don't like that, Victor Callender, you should have the right to say that. And in a lot of ways, they want to strike Patrick King's rights down.
So wait. So let me ask a question. So is Patrick King no longer on Facebook Live doing what he does, or is he stopped from doing that?
Well, they want to mute him, and the best way to mute somebody is to drag him into the court system, to threaten their ability to have freedom. Which human being, except a subhuman, which subhumanity can be ascribed to a lot of Barbadians who embrace a slaveocratic mentality, hold on to slavery as if it's a moniker, something to put up on a shelf. I don't believe that Patrick King is cut from that cloth. He would have been probably a rebel during slavery. They probably would have sought him out because he makes noise. He says things that are uncomfortable to people. He's not going to go along with the status quo, regardless of what we would think about him. Maybe he's on both sides of both parties or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't care about that.
Maybe.
Maybe he is. And if he is, it means nothing to me because I understand the frailty of humanity. Human beings are frail. Especially human beings who ascribe to specific religiosities. That's been my take. You understand?
Yes.
So for me, all it is what you see is what you get. Right? You understand your truth. If you understand your truth, and you can find your truth and its necessaries wherever, then I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that. I don't expect any more Patrick King than I expect of anybody else.
Okay.
I see my own shortcomings and my own failures, and I embrace them. Some of them I don't like. Some of them can be hypocritical. But I deal with that every day because those are the demons that we battle. None of us are perfect.
Exactly.
You know that.
Exactly.
So we fight our demons and we try to deal with our demons every day. I'm not here to make a case for that. I'm here to make a case for Barbadians being denied the same accesses to the law that the rich and the famous are able to gain.
Right.
And stuff like that. Right? They got people in government right now, parliamentary representatives, who are before the courts, just stand before the court system for wrongs done, accusations made against them. Where's the expediency to get those people into the court system and for justice to be meted out fairly?
But the court system in Barbados is slow, no matter what, no matter who you are, even children.
It wasn't slow when it came to Patrick King. Wasn't slow when it came to Patrick King. And that's where I have a problem.
So you're saying that he has a trial date? That he has a trial date to be in court?
Well, he's been consistently persecuted by marshals and by some judge down there in Barbados in a system that doesn't even know that it's a system, because they don't even know from a constitutional standpoint where they stand. So
maybe they're focused too much on the nation of laws. You know, like how you mentioned nation of laws, and not a nation of a cohesive type people. You know, like you said, freedom of speech. You know, equality, a level playing field with everything. So yeah, whatever.
There can be no cohesion when looming over you as a 95% country still holding on to laws established during slave codes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Barbados' history clearly states that.
Right.
So it has held on, even though it's a so-called republic, it's held on to the system in place, or placed there by its colonial masters.
Exactly. That's why I repel when you talk about a country of laws. The people have to come first, but then they need the education. They need to remember their past. They need to know their past. They need to rise up out of the ashes. They need to become the phoenix. They need to actually be born again. Barbados needs an awakening, and I don't know if it will happen. I don't want to sound as though, I'm saying something that I don't really believe is going to happen, because sometimes I don't believe it's going to happen, but that's what they need. They need to rise out of the ashes of slavery, and they need to unite as a people, and then their laws will reflect that.
We have a projected caste-oriented system in Barbados, and the caste predation in Barbados that exists is worse than a colonial system. Make no mistake about it, Barbados is a caste-oriented society, pretty much like Haiti, or pretty much like Trinidad and Tobago, or India, or anywhere. But Barbados' experiment with slavery has...
It went on for too long, because even in other islands, it wasn't there for that long. Like, for instance, St. Vincent, I think they had slavery there for like 60 years. But in Barbados, the centuries long, Barbadians there's something else. I don't know what to say about them.
You couple the slavetocracy, the plantocracy, with the religiosity.
Oh God!
So you have that mix, and you have a people entrenched in a system that does not allow for them or facilitate for them, even if it's a majority black government.
Yes.
The laws that the majority black government adhere to still find the people of Barbados condemned into perpetual separation, a perpetual separatist state.
Everything. Education, yes. The education system, everything. everything.
Yes.
It's the majority minority, like we have talked about before, the majority minority, and it's really hard to look at. I actually study it. It's almost like though I study it like I'm a scientist. I actually watch it and I study it. I was like, oh my God, how will they overcome? How will they overcome?
And people are not really ready or interested in having these kinds of conversations for the most part. And if they do, they have them probably in the privacy of their own homes.
Yeah.
Not open to being condemned by statements that they make. But you and I, we don't care about condemnation.
Oh, yeah. No, we live in America. Come on now, we live in America. We know why this is a talk. We can have a conversation. We live in America. Yeah. In Barbados, they think you're arguing or they think you don't like each other. Nah, we're above that. You and I, we are above that.
Yeah, much above that. So I'm not here to defend Patrick. I'm here to defend Barbadians and each Barbadian's right as a non-subject and should.
I agree. I've always told you, and I know it puzzles people because you're not the only one I've ever told this to, but I have told many people that it is an impossibility. I repeat, it is an impossibility to make a human being a slave. And with that, I am kind of done. I don't know, you want to bring it home?
No, we are good. Right? Stand up for what you believe, Barbados and Barbadians. Stand up for what you believe. There can be no Barbados without Barbadians. And whether you disagree or agree or whatever, totally doesn't really matter. What matters is that you have a voice and that you use your voices to express your truths, whatever your truths are, that you use your voices to do that.
Right.
When you can't, then you're truly condemned into subhumanity. And you will forever be on a plantation, whether physical or emotional.
Or mental, yes, I agree. Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
This is Sherry Veronica, Naked Departure.